Hi everybody, it's the podcast all about Liverpool, everything about Liverpool, everything about LFC, everything, anything that you can or you want to say, just say it. It'll all be read out. Please subscribe, costs nothing. Always put a like, get the algorithm out there. As you know, I have some great guests. So I've got one on tonight. One of our regulars, always there, the marathon man himself. And there he is. You don't see photographs of him running. He's trying to run away from us now.
He- Hello, Frank. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. All
Yeah,
the best, mate. All the best, mate. Full
thank
of
you.
health, best wishes.
Do you know me daughter? Right, get on to this. Uh, she brought me the doctors the other day, and I was getting out of a car, and you know, it's a bit of wear and tear, as they say. So anyway, I said to her, I might have to use a stick to get around because of my knee. So she said, all right, Dad, just like that. And what came through the post today by Amazon was a walking stick. She sent me a walking stick.
Oh my god.
That's your
No.
daughter for you. How are you, Mario? So, seen you a photograph. When was you running?
Yeah, I ran a 5 kilometer race on Sunday. Yeah, it got nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
came second, a silver
Wow,
medal. But
that's
yeah,
great.
that's great. That's great. The first one, the gold medal winner was a kid born in 2007.
Wow,
Wow,
wow.
yeah, yeah. He
That's
was a real athlete, and yeah, he was incredible,
yeah.
incredible. No way to reach 2 minutes
No, no,
earlier. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
great, great.
So was it? On the day that it was run, it was ran. Was it? Nice. Was it nice temperature to run in?
It helps not to have so many warm and nice weather. You need some kind of uh, low to medium temperature, not so great days. If there is a warm day, it's a problem, you know. Many people that doesn't know it.
Very
Uh, can you hear me, Frank? Can you hear me?
to
Sorry, can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Can hear
I
you.
do. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
guys. Great. There are some connection problems. I don't know if
Ah,
they are
that's good.
mine or yours.
There's connection problem. It's the change in the weather. It's and there's Mario's gone. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. Only the lonely again. And normally when I'm doing an ordinary show, whether it's about history or whatever, I always seem to be on my own again. And there is connection problems. I don't know whether you can see me out there. If you're listening in, can you just send a message through that you can see me? Because if not, I'll have to. Internet is not the best tonight, Frank, which is unfortunate. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, Paul. Thank you so much for thank you so much for letting me know. Anyway, oh, there's Marius again. Hang on.
Yeah, hello again. Sorry, I don't know. There is some connection problems.
Yeah, like one of our viewers said the internet is not the best tonight, Frank.
Ah,
So I don't know. It's See, we had a hell of a lot of rain today. It's just a big
yeah.
downpour.
Oh,
Any atmospheric stuff going on, it affects,
yeah, exactly.
the broadband. It does affect it, especially where we're now, especially that.
Yeah,
But let's
yeah.
hope that every through the actual thing. Let's see. Charlie Cairns, evening Frank, birthday boy, and
Birthday boy.
Mario.
Yeah.
And Marios.
So how old? Can I ask how old, Frank?
Oh, they. No, I'm ancient. I think,
Oh, come on.
the Iliad, Homer's Iliad, that wrote about me. I was one of the, I was eaten by the Cyclops in Homer's Iliad. That's how old I am. I built the, it's just nuts, isn't it? It's just nuts. Brian Henley, how's things, Frank, mate? Had a great day, my friend. How are you, Mary?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Hope the best to you too.
Oh, that's lovely. Anyway, let's get started on Paul Bay. Good evening, Frank and Marios. Happy birthday to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank.
Thank you. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely?
So how you celebrated?
Uh, with great difficulty. As I said, my knee's gone. My knee's gone. I can't get out and about. But anyway, I've got this stick now what Francine bought me. Oh, how many horses by the dad? I was stick, a walking stick. So anyway, it was very quiet in all honesty, and I've got to thank a lot of people. There was loads and loads of people wishing me all the best, which is
Yeah, that's nice.
absolutely fantastic. And Robert Allen says, evening lads from Dublin, we're
Oh,
getting fourth.
what?
And we'll start with that. Comment. Okay, we'll start with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So listen, we had over Brentford. It was a win, and people tend to think that it was hard to look at, but we just played as though we just kept them at bay. It was as simple as that, and the likes of Nunes and Gapco, they're easier to score. So it would have been a more comfortable win, a 3-0
yeah,
win. It would have been more comfortable, but at least we won. So what's your take with the results that went for us? Newcastle and Man United both getting beat. So what's your take on it now, Marios? What's your take? We've got 3 games left,
yeah.
all winnable. All
Yeah, of
winnable.
course, of course. Yeah, there's still not in our hands, so this still
Yeah.
is a problem. But the case is really different from what it was a week before. United especially lost 2 games to Brighton and to West Ham. So it looks like, as you said in the title of the podcast, it is possible.
Yeah.
It's not like a dream of God. It's possible. It's mathematically possible, and there is a possibility. Yeah, I think we have to make one job to win all the games and see what happens. We cannot make something else. We don't have. People say that United or Newcastle don't have the availability to lose games, but we don't have also that availability, and we have to make 3 wins, and let's see what happens. If we
Yeah.
don't win three on 3 games, there's no way to to be in the Champions League this season. So that's the first thing we have to do and see what happens. It's not in our hands, but let's give it a try and go on and to win.
That's
It's
all. That's all we
not
can
easy.
hope for. That's all we can hope for, Marios, is slip ups.
Yeah.
And there's my old grandmother used to have a little saying: "There's many a slip between the cup and the lip." That's what she always said. So
Wow.
you never know that little saying could come true with the likes of Man United. Wouldn't it be ironic if you're a Manchester United fan, to get picked by Liverpool for fourth place, having lost a historical loss 7-0 to them as well?
Yeah, of course. In a season when United performed much better than us in
Yeah,
until the 7-0 win, and there was a kind of euphoria in Manchester with the Carabao Cup win, with going through to Europe until they beaten by Sevilla. So there was a big gap between us and the top four.
oh, it was a massive gap. Yeah,
Yeah, and suddenly it seems completely different, and I think that the psychology also changed, the mood changed
yeah,
for both sides, for United also and for us. And we press them right now, and they are kind of afraid of the train because Liverpool have a same characteristic every year. We end the season in a great way. So that seems to be the case this season also, and United are afraid of this. I'm pretty sure about it.
yeah. Well, Paul Beck says, "I know our motto was no surrender, but can't see us getting fourth. Hope I'm wrong." That's what he says. And there's a lot of fans like that. There's a lot of See, that's the thing with Liverpool. We live in hope. Go back a couple of seasons. The season Big Allison scored a header against West Brom.
Yeah,
We thought that I was actually saying, I hope we don't. I hope we finish low enough not to get into this Conference League, and we ended up third. We ended up third,
third,
which is
yes,
absolutely amazing to think that we finished third that season after being so far behind because we won 10 games on the trot. And Robert Allen says, I actually think we will get ahead of Newcastle. United 3 games at home, but we're in fine form when it counts. I fancy us to win all 3. Hopefully Leeds will do us a favour Saturday morning. There you go. And just imagine if the scores did go for us over the weekend, we play next Monday night.
yeah.
Could you
Oh,
imagine that?
yeah. I
Could you
didn't
imagine that?
realize. Yes, so yeah, we play on Monday. Yes, but
Yeah,
the game is pretty difficult. Yeah, because
yeah,
Leicester City are playing for their lives
yeah,
because they need every single point right now to stay at the league, and we all know that the motivation in a game that you're chasing the avoiding relegation is
yeah.
much more. So it's really difficult game, and I think it's the most difficult game of the 3.
Yeah, it
uh
is the most difficult out of the
yeah,
3 of them.
and that's
Leicester,
that's why I'm worried about the only game I'm worried about. But I think we will make it. But I'm worried about the possibilities. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But as Robert said, but we're in fine form. When it counts, I fancy us to win all 3. Hopefully, Leeds do us a favour
Yeah.
Saturday morning. That'll be incredible if they did. And
Yes.
Brian Edley says it will be our luck again. It will come down to the deflected goal or a penalty given to someone from Mr. Paul Tierney for sure. Oh, oh, oh. And Soulboy France says, I think they has a plan for Brentford. Never seen Virgil go to ground so early getting a yellow. Proves they learned from the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we showed character. We showed that we are here to win.
Well, that the referee that day though, Marius, was absolutely dreadful. Every time they were, it was all gamesmanship by then. Every time we touched them, they fell. They fell. And there was no foul. There was really no fouls. It was ridiculous the way they were just going down like, bags of potatoes or whatever, and the referee just blowing for a foul. I think there was 16 fouls in the first first half or something like that, something ridiculous. And it's just the referee. He was dreadful. He was an absolute nightmare.
Totally agree. Yes, totally agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, things. Right, let's see this. Jake Whittaker. He says, "Good evening, Frank. We're going to get Forza Redman. Only last couple of games remaining, so he's got hope. See how the fans. Some fans look at games and say, I don't think we'll get fourth. But there's other fans, the likes of Jake, the likes of Robert Allen, who say, yeah, we will get fourth. We will. So there's lots of optimism rather than pessimism, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. And that summarizes the change in the mood of the team, and it's very different. From the moment we are starting and we built a consistency in terms of winning, there is a change in the mood, not only in the team but in the fans also. We have all started feeling more confident about our team, and if we were asked 2 months ago to see the 3 last fixtures, there was no guarantee in win, and now there is a pretty confidence that we will make it and we will win. We know that we can win and we will do it. That's really different than it was 2 months ago or 1.5 months ago.
Well, that's that. See, okay, if we don't finish fourth, what I like about it is we can carry on this right through to next season.
Yeah,
and then we'll have. Which we'll go on about in a moment or two. We'll have new players, new blood, who'll be determined to do something, to prove, listen, I'm here for Liverpool. I am good, and this is what I can do. So you'll have that type of players coming in.
Yeah, we're building an atmosphere and the mentality for the next season. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Brian says we would still need United, I think, lads. Well, it says, as you said, Marius, it's out of our hands.
Yeah.
And this is what we're hoping for, that results will go for us. It's as simple as that. And Paul Burke says, Marius is right, it's out of our hands, but our form since Arsenal game has been outstanding, which is absolutely spot on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. And Stephen Snape says, first of all, a very happy birthday to you, Frank. Thank you. Good evening, Marius Manzos, and everyone watching. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
That's great, this, isn't it? It's really good. And Jake Whittaker, he turns and says, Leicester on paper doesn't look that difficult, but they're obviously fighting for their lives. But we've been in fine form a couple of games, haven't we? So I can't see it more. He just says, we'll get these 3 points. Yeah. And the more points that we get, especially away. See, our away form has been dreadful. It really has. but we're picking up. We're starting to pick up where we
Yeah,
left off last season.
at last, yes,
At
yes.
last, and if we do get fourth, here's a question for you, Marius.
Yeah.
Here's a question. The players that have been linked with Liverpool, if Liverpool don't get fourth, if they don't, do you think those players will have a second opinion about coming to Liverpool?
Yeah, I was quite afraid about Jude Bellingham in terms of this, but from the moment we got out of the race, I think there was a mood in the club and the fans that whatever happens in terms of top four, we will not go for Jude Bellingham. So relax, take it easy,
Yeah.
and I think that we have started to build the transfer strategy of the summer long before we had that possibility to go top four. So I think the transfer targets will be the same, and the transfer strategy will be the same. I don't believe that it will have so big impact, but of course it helps if you talk to a player and you can attract him more easily to bring him and play Champions League football. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, what do you think of this? Apparently they're in talks with him. The new director of football, I can't pronounce his German name,
And
Schmeich.
yeah, I
I don't
cannot
know.
do. I cannot also.
Yeah, it's a
I
difficult name.
I don't know. I don't know the man. Sorry, I don't know who he is, what he has done. The only thing I have read is that he is a master in being smart in the transfer market and not spending much for players.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say. He specialises in very tight budgets. Now, I think that's it's made me nervous. I don't know about you, because it's just right down the owner's path or street. They love it. They love anything like that. So
Yeah,
they brought in a negotiator who can work with a very tight budget,
yeah, exactly,
and
exactly.
that doesn't bode well for me. It really doesn't. I don't know about our lads on here.
Yeah, yeah, I totally understand this, and I have saw this opinion in many comments in the social media.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'd be more worried about the Villa game, says Brian Edley. But we can do this. Up the Reds.
up the Reds. Yes.
Up the Reds. And Stephen Snape says, if either Newcastle or United could continue to have deterioration in confidence, then we'll pull it off. It'll be quite the achievement to get forth.
Yeah,
Satisfaction
of course.
personified.
Yes. Imagine if we have one or two games more than we have right now, we would be a fourth, or we would be in the Champions League. It was. They didn't won the Champions League football. We have lost it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Are we good talking about that at the moment? Brian Headley, I think it was a while ago, said he scored for Liverpool against Villarreal last season. I can't think. Can you think who scored for Liverpool? That is, I don't know. I haven't a clue. Villarreal. Was it? Was it? Was it Diaz? Or no? I forget. I
I
forget what
forget it.
Sally.
Away from home. Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been.
Was
Hang on.
the game
Hang
week
on.
37? Yes.
Yeah, was it? Was that the game when Fabinho scored? When we beat them? No, that wasn't Villarreal, was it? That was
I
Benfica.
don't.
That was Benfica. Oh,
I forget it. Yes.
Mane. I know Mane scored.
Was a
I,
header of Mane? Yeah.
I forget. I forget.
Let's Google it. Yeah.
Yeah. Evening, fellas, say Shane McGowan, and 2 pints for us there, Marios. How about that? How about that after a long marathon or a 5K marathon? A
So
nice
sorry,
pint
sorry.
today. Shane McGowan, evening, fellas, and he gives us 2 pints each. And
Yeah,
I said,
but it's not that no alcohol. Yeah, I drink.
then I'll go. Well, that's okay then. That's unbelievable.
Let's see who scored last season at Villa. Yeah, Joel Matip and Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, Sadio,
Yeah,
Joel Massive.
maybe it's his last goal for Liverpool. I think Sadio Mane. Yeah,
Was it? Wow.
I think
Wow.
yes.
You
Oh my
wouldn't
god.
think that, would you? And I really thought Sadio would have stayed with us, to be honest. I really thought he'd be playing this season for us.
Yeah,
I thought he was a player that would end his career at Liverpool.
yeah,
I
me
really
too.
did. I really did. If we looked at the rebuild, lads, if we get players to match 2 other teams, we will be close to the league and hopefully all big ears. Both teams are City and Madrid. Other teams won't catch us. That's for next season. This is what we've got to do is we've got to pay out the money. We have to.
Yeah, we have to. We have
It's
to.
it's as simple as that because if we don't pay the money for the players that we want, we're just going to be every season like what we're doing now, hoping for fourth with
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah. It's really unfair for the potential and the abilities of Jurgen. I think
Yeah.
it's we are really lucky to have Jurgen on the bench, and we have to capitalize on this.
Well, just imagine if he would have had the money to spend over the years, because he must have known, yeah, he's a great manager, a great coach. He must have known that there's going to be a deterioration, especially in midfield, because of the
Yeah,
amount of running that they did. And, there was no money to bring anybody in. He must have known that. But just imagine
yeah,
if he did have the money, from taking up his tenure as Liverpool manager, from taking over.
yeah,
I think we would have won a lot more than just what we've won, in my
yeah,
opinion. Another Champions League, another. I'm convinced that we would have won another couple of premierships. I'm convinced of that
yeah.
if we
And
would have had the money to spend.
I saw yesterday a clip from Sky Sports, a quick chat between Jamie Carragher and Roy Keane. They were hesitating to say that Liverpool under Klopp is a great team because of the title winning situation. They both said that they needed one more league, one more big trophy, one more Champions League to say that they are a great team in the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame and all this kind of things. They play exceptional football at the club, but they had to win more.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
right. That's so right. But again, people might think that I'm going on about the owners. But if you look at the owners, we knew that there was lack of investment in the midfield,
Yeah,
and we brought in Thiago, in the only midfielder in 4 years.
yeah. After
Thiago.
after Naby Keita and
Oh,
Fabinho, this
yeah,
is the next
that
one
was
and the only one. Yeah,
exactly, the only one in 4 years. So the lack of investment has stopped us from being that particular,
yeah,
especially for Klopp, building this great side that's won more or less everything, but could have done more, could have
yeah,
won more, and
yeah,
that would
yeah,
have been the pinnacle of his legacy. See, everybody, I do on a personal basis. I look towards Bill Shankly. he built the foundations, Marius. He built the foundations of what we see today, Liverpool Football Club. And then his assistant, who later became manager, Bob Paisley, in 9 seasons, look what he won. He was the only manager at the time to win 3 European Cups with the one club.
Yeah.
And, those cups, those 3 European Cups that he won, you had to be champions of your country.
Yeah.
No seconds or thirds or fourths.
Yeah.
You had to be champions to get into the competition.
Yeah,
and it was always a knockout from the word go. It was a knockout competition.
Yeah.
If you lost a game in the first round, you were out.
Yeah.
You're gone. You're gone. But, so the legacy is left, in my opinion, by Bob Paisley. And if anyone can emulate him, that's fine. The likes of Ferguson, Man United, he tried to emulate him and he couldn't. He could not emulate Bob Paisley. Couldn't do it. He just couldn't. Not in the short time that Bob Paisley was manager.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree. Yes. And that's a pity. We could, especially after we won the league in 2020, we had the opportunity, we had the chance to dominate the game for the next seasons.
Yeah, but a lack of investment.
Yeah.
Just total. And people can't grasp this. They think that we're moaners. And I'm not a moaner. You just look at the facts. You just look at the facts and say, if we would have invested in this and that, it's like Tumaney, for example. I can't pronounce his name, but Tumaney, we could have bought him last season or for this season. Now we're looking to see if we can get him on loan for next season. It's just ridiculous. And then again, you had that Nunes lads from Wolves. Now we could have bought him at the beginning of the season, and they refused. I don't think there was any money there for them, to be honest, because all the excuses was empty grounds and COVID. That was it. That was it. That was the excuses. But Frank, I remember Leicester with our bogey team in the past, says Paul Burke. Yes, I remember them as well. There was 2 players, Marius, who played for Leicester. A fella named Stringfellow and another fella named Gibson, Davy Gibson. And Ledbetter, another fella named Ledbetter. And every time we played them, they always beat us, no matter where. Always beat us, Leicester, and they were a terrible bogey. Awful it was, and they had the worst pitch on the planet, because every time you went to Filbert Street, it was mud, and they could play on that mud. Other teams couldn't.
Yes.
Well, that's one of the reasons. I think that's why he said that, Paul Burke. And Soulboy friend, Leicester have to go for the win, so you can predict it. It will be a very open game. That's a good point, that, isn't it, really? What Soulboy said there. Let's just go through these, and then we'll discuss them. I think that the Klopp factor would override us not playing in the Champions League for 1 season to potential acquisitions. Players know Liverpool as a club of worldwide notoriety. But but footballers today, they're so different, because what they like to play on the big stage. They like to play on the big stage. So if you're a footballer and you're looking at Liverpool, this great club, Liverpool, and then you look at Manchester City, and you look at Real Madrid, and you look at Man United, and you look at even Newcastle now, and they're all in the Champions League, and Arsenal, and you go, well, do we go to Liverpool or do we play on the bigger stage? That's the way they look.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But maybe it depends on the competition in the position and all these kind of things. Yes, but the project is much more attractive when you're playing in the Champions League. That's for sure.
But Jake Whittaker says, and just to make a point, Frank, I seen today that Klopp, Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, they're asking 88 to 100 million. I think he'd be good. The other midfielder, Manuel Ugarte from Sporting Lisbon, actually, Jake, because I think, I don't know whether it's Man U or Man City that are going after this fellow. And I was talking to my daughter today, Francine, and because she's a big red. And I said about this fella, she said, Daddy, play on the telly, obviously. And she said, he's good. I said, I know he is. He's brilliant. He'd suit Liverpool right down to the ground. But now there's someone else after him.
Yeah.
There's somebody else after him. And that, to me, I think it sums up Liverpool, to be honest.
Yeah, really that's true. That's true.
Have you ever seen this lad play?
Yeah, he's exceptional. Yeah, I would love him, of course. Yes, I think, but the asking price is the same with Jude Bellingham. So that's really strange, and I don't think that we will go for him with this asking price.
Yeah, and Jake says, and Declan Rice as well from West Ham.
Yes,
they're world class players, midfielders.
Yeah. And we need a defensive midfielder. We need a world-class defensive midfielder.
Definitely to
fill the gap, of course.
Yeah. A DM certainly needs one of them. Marios needs to get a boat from Cassiope over to Albania to slap the interpreter across the face with a wet fish. He's back on again. Do you know what we get?
What's this?
Do you know? I'll tell you what it is. Subtitles come on. You see, you know, there's no one can hear us. Subtitles come on, and they get everything wrong. And Stephen Snape says he must be an Albanian interpreter. Getting everything wrong, but it is funny, you know. It is so funny, you know. Whoever's doing it, whoever is doing it. I think Declan Rice has got to be our man on current form. He is class.
He is class, yes, of course.
But he is. But they're asking between 80 and 100 million. There's no way Liverpool. There's no way that this club will pay that. No way. Yeah. The owners I'm talking about. No way.
Yeah. That's the problem. Yes. You're hearing that names and you are starting laughing because of us, not all the players.
Well, they are. Soulboy Fran, we've been linked with a 34-year-old goalkeeper from Hanover with links with his new sporting director, Kelleher, to be sold probably. Yeah, I think he's going.
Yeah. He needs first team football, yes.
Yeah.
He deserves it, of course. He's a great goalkeeper, but we have Alisson. It's really difficult, yes, for him.
It is difficult, and it's like see, we've got a young kid there named Ben Doak, and he's going to be great. But it's like taking Mo Salah out and putting him in week out, week in, week out. Do you see what I mean? You've got to develop.
Yeah.
And Kelleher has already developed. He's already developed.
Of course, and he has experience in games, cup games, and finals. Of course, also
the finals, the penalties, you know, in the Caribbean Cup final. and scoring the penalty as well.
Yeah. So many penalty shootouts during the journey to the finals. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lads, the big man will quit for sure next summer if he doesn't get the funds this time. Is right, Frank. We would have won more, says Brian Headley. And we would have done. I'm convinced of that. I'm so convinced of it. And if we would have straightened our midfield, like, okay, he wanted Toumani last season. And this is where I ponder, I really ponder, because he said he wanted Toumani, yet there was no contingency plan to bring in another midfielder.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
And I
no
thought,
plan B. Yes.
I thought, hang on a minute, if there was no contingency plan, that could have been like a spin, if you like, because we had no money in the first place to buy Toumani. It was just spin, as we get spinned every year. There's lots of spin come out of the club about potentials. Right, Brian says, get into them, Frank. FSG, they're a pack of wasters. That's what he says. Real Madrid got 2 European Cups and Man City 2 leagues. Not of us as a club, but of FSG. Get them out, says Brian Headley. And Bob Paisley, 19 trophies in 9 years. No one can. No one will ever beat that. Nobody. Paisley's 3 European Cups inside 1 decade far outweighs Ferguson 2 in 22 years, which equates to less than 1 per decade. It's like comparing Rolf Harris to Picasso. They are incomparable, says Stephen Smith. And Paul says, Frank, we have to spend big or we will be
exactly
spent.
Yeah, that's so football right now. We have to spend. We
agree with you there, Paul. We will. FSG need to invest big time or sell up, says Jake Whittaker. And this is what the fan base is all about. It was diverse like a couple of seasons ago because what other fans were saying, look what they've done for us. But I always said, look what they could have done for us. It's as simple as that. We could have won more or should have won more.
Yeah.
With investment. That's all it takes, investment. And if you've got the money to buy, in all honesty, I'll ask you, Marios, this. There's been 3 players mentioned, right? 3 players. One's gone now, by the way. One that was that Jude Bellingham. He's gone. He's way gone now. So there's other players being mentioned. One of them is Declan Rice. Yeah. Another lad is Mason Mount.
Mason Mount, yes.
Right. The other lad is
McAllister.
And the other fella is Casino. Okay, so out of those 4 players, be honest, who will come here? Who will we get? Who will we buy? Because everybody, with the exception of Mason Mount, is 70 plus. Million.
Exactly. So it's really strange. Even McAllister is in the 70 million, I think.
Yes, 70 to 80.
It's a big price, of course. It's a big price.
But these are the prices that you have to pay if you want them. Because if we don't buy them, someone else will.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like Jude Bellingham. It's just like someone said to me, oh, we wanted so much a week. He wanted this, he wanted that. Now, before all that was said, Jude Bellingham, it was split. I want to go to Liverpool. And he's not demanding a big fee. He just wants to play for Liverpool. Then all of a sudden, because Real Madrid came in for him, and the spin, in my opinion, came out and said, "Oh, he wanted too much." It's all spin. Everything is spin.
And yeah, you're right about the asking prices. Yeah, you are right because and that says that we need to spend if we want to stay competitive, and we need to spend. It's simple as that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we need to spend big. That's
it's
true.
a,
We need at least two to three midfielders.
oh yeah. Oh, we need
Yeah,
three minimum.
yeah,
Three
minimum
minimum.
three midfielders are leaving, so you need three.
Yeah, to replace. But you need three midfielders, top class, top quality.
Top class.
Because Jordan Henderson's legs have gone.
Yeah,
He's 32. He'll be 30.
yeah.
Milner as well gone. Okay, have you seen today, Frank, say Soulboy Frank? One of the partners in FSG is looking to invest in PSG,
Really?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Strange.
Oh, there you go, you see. This is what we're up against. We need oil money investors to buy us sheiks riding on his camel, says Jake Whittaker. But it's the way it is now. And that's what we need. We need people with deep pockets. Look, if you're a football fan and you've got a business head on you, and you look that you can buy Liverpool, they've got a fan base which is exceptional. They have a stadium and the fans are exceptional. They've got a unique record in Europe.
Yeah.
They've always been there or thereabouts in everything. And I mean everything. So if you're looking to buy and to invest on the pitch, it's second to none. The brand of Liverpool is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why these Fenway Sports FSG do not want to sell unless they're given an offer they can't refuse. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And there are so many valuable things in Liverpool. Also in Liverpool squad as a team, because even Jürgen is a valuable member in the project. You to sell to someone, he increases the price, and the team, Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, increases the price of the brand. Yeah.
The shirt is phenomenal. Says we're swimming with some of the biggest sharks in world football, and unless we stop treading water by not spending, we'll be consumed by those willing to invest in the squad. It's a travesty.
Yeah, that's a cruel reality, but it's the reality. Yeah, it's how the football works right now. It's a cruel capitalist world. You need to be in the race, unless you will not win anything. That's for sure.
Lads, would you be happy getting African players again? I'm not so sure. Look what happens when the AFCON comes around. It is a nightmare. You know, the African Cup, they all seem to go, don't they, and play for a few months. I don't think Mo Salah, when he came back from the AFCON, he couldn't get back into his rhythm for some reason.
Yeah, he was psychologically empty from the loss in the final,
Yeah.
and it cost so much to him, to his soul, to his brain, and also to his body, maybe, because he would, as you said, he found it difficult to find his steps.
No, he couldn't find
In
his rhythm.
in contradiction with Sadio Mane, who
Yeah,
won the tournament, so he was
yeah,
fine.
yeah. And Paul Burke says, remember a while back when I said we're shopping at Quick Save, and one of the boys said we'll be shopping at food banks with FSG ringing true now. And Paul's right. Paul's
Yeah,
right. See, when I hear Liverpool are looking to bring in a loanee, that's too many from Real, because they're going to buy Jude Bellingham, and they also Mbappe.
yeah,
So he'll be there, So they're saying, "Listen, can we have him on loan? This is what's hoped." Now, if that happens, we'll go after a free, and the fella who's high on the list for a free, the player, is that Tielemans from
Tielemans,
Leicester.
yes,
So we could be getting this for nothing,
yeah,
and that's the danger. Because I don't think Tielemans was, if you get that Ugarte, as I said, he's fantastic. If you get Declan Rice, brilliant. And McAllister, absolutely brilliant.
yeah,
That will make, because we've got all the forwards in place, as you know, Marius. We've got the
yeah,
backs. We've got our, full-backs. And could you imagine the likes of Trent, the way he comes in
yeah,
now, and Robertson, charging up the wing, but he's got to pick up his game, I'm afraid, as Robertson. But that's a good point by Paul Burke, because hope he takes all FSG with him to PSG. Do us a big favour. That's the invest. Great, isn't it? And a centre half, Charlie Cairns. We need a centre when Trent goes in midfield.
yeah.
See, we need a keeper, but we're involved with talks with a 34-year-old Hanover goalkeeper. I just don't know. I can't see anything anymore. I really
It's
can't.
really
But Charlie
interesting to
Cairns
see
is right.
how Trent will be in the new season. He will be in midfielder, in the right back. The way he plays right now, it's really tricky. We have to wait and to see. I think Klopp will not go for a right back. To be honest, I think he
No.
will give an opportunity to Conor Bradley,
Or
uh,
Ramsey, your young Calvin
Ian
Ramsey.
Ramsey. Yes, yeah.
But that lad,
If
he was injured
he's
from day one,
yeah,
and he's never played. I don't know. I don't know. I'm fed up with injury-prone plays, and it's sad. It's so sad.
yeah,
And Paul Burke says, we missed a trick, Frank, many years ago with TIC and Sheikh Maktoum. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree there. If Fever came in, oh, they would have won loads. Henderson, Milner, Chamberlain, Keita, Arthur, Mello could all go, to be honest. So surely they have to be replaced by young legs. Batice, Curtis Jones, and Trent need experienced, robust players. So that's what he's saying. So you add those the three that we need along to play alongside Batice, Curtis Jones, and Trent.
yeah. You need to use their talent, and use that. You're using the talent really good when you have alongside him a great players. The, Young players need great players around them to flourish.
Yes.
You need to help them. You need to help them to show their mentality, their potential, their talent, and not like Elliot this season. He was lost in some games because he was running alone.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to protect them. You need to protect
Yeah.
the talent of the young players and make them
Yeah.
feel confident.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones starts feeling confident as Liverpool are playing better. Help him. Help Bajcetic. Help everyone, every young player.
I think that's a very good point, because if we brought in these three lads, let's just hope that we do bring in these lads with lots of Premiership experience, and they're world class, by the
Yeah,
way. They're brilliant players. And if we did bring those in, and if one of them just get injured, you'd always have the likes of Bajcetic to come. You'd always have the likes of Curtis Jones to come in. So they can fill those roles, if you see what I mean. Whereas this season, they were all injured.
yeah.
Kaito was forever injured. Oxlade
Forever.
Chamberlain forever injured. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We had nobody there. We're relying on Henderson, whose legs had gone. Milner,
Yeah,
okay, but he could only last like half an hour or whatever.
yeah.
It's just so. This is what we need. This is what we need. And Stephen Snape is so right there. Oh God, I've gone past everything now. Sorry about this, Marios.
Nothing. My God.
Oh, so Stephen Snape says a couple of Latin American pit bulls is what we needed. What's needed. Integrating into the midfield. Totally agree. Now, what he means by pit bulls, do you ever remember Javier Mascherano?
Yeah, my God.
Whoa.
Dirty
You'd never
work in the
replace.
midfield. Yes.
Oh, never replaced him. Never
Yeah.
replaced him. Javier. Unbelievable player. Unbelievable. And where did we sell him? Because we got money for the
Nice.
Barcelona selling club. Oh. With the three you mentioned, Frank, that's utopia in real terms. It is utopia, and because Marius and myself agree, and we also agree, like you, that the lack of investment has cost us. But
Yeah.
we cannot now give the opportunity up to bring in these players, because if we don't bring anybody in, like I'm talking about players not of the quality of the players that we've mentioned, will be also runs, especially man, all the top teams, all the top six are going to buy. They are going to buy, no matter how
Yeah,
you
of
look at
course.
it. And we can't stand still. We have stood still for the last couple of years. Right, lads, I'm sitting very uncomfortable even now. These clowns aren't making any noise and don't intend to. Players or agents won't even negotiate now because there's too much clowning about, says Brian Headley. And I think he's right. I think he's right, because uh, FSG going nowhere. They're looking forward to their new 61,000 capacity. They are, because there's 1,000 going to the ordinary Liverpool fans like us, but the rest of the things is going to all this corporate stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Re-
And there's Karen Kariakou. Nicholas, she winds me up. I can't say that word.
Haralabopoulos, yeah. Haralabopoulos, yeah.
I can't say it. I watch a certain, I watch alternative news, and there's an American, and, Alex Christopher.
Cristoforo, yeah.
Christopher, right.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
calls. I always remember Joe Biden. You know, he was giving some speech to somebody, and he seen the Greek flag. You know, going back a couple of years ago, or earlier this year or last year, and he said, and I'm very well known and very well liked in Greece. I love the Greek people, and Alex calls him Joe Bidenopoulos. Greece's favourite son.
Bidenopoulos, yeah, oh my God.
Bidenopoulos. Joe Bidenopoulos. That's what he calls him. So
That's right.
Brilliant. So, love him, honestly. Love
my
the fella. Joe Bidenopoulos. Well, let's give us a laugh anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, Brian Edley, that is, Fabinho has to go. Thiago has to go. Both far too slow, can't tackle, and don't get goals.
As for Thiago, when he plays,
Yeah.
because
Thiago, has he surprised you by not getting as many goals as we thought he might get?
Yeah, and I was I was waiting more, as I was expecting more assists from Thiago, I have to say. We in Bayern, he was more he was more in the goals inside, in the last pass and those kind of things. Yeah. In Liverpool, the case was different because Klopp made him defending more, playing more deep and all those kind of things. He was a completely different way. But I was expecting for him to contribute more in the.
I did. I really
goals,
did.
Yes,
I really did. Great footballer, don't get me wrong, but you know he's too injury prone.
Yeah,
and
that's
as I said before,
that's the problem. Yes.
As I said before, Mario, I'm fed up with all these injury-prone players. I really am. It's sickened me. And Paul Burke says, seen the other day, Frank, that Arthur fella, you know, Mello, wants to say goodbye. Will anyone know what he looks like?
He only played 13 minutes in Naples. Oh my God.
Isn't it mad, you know? 13 minutes. 13.
In a game we lost 4-1, yes.
He came on as sub, you know, for when we beat Barcelona at Anfield 4-0 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Right. He came on as sub. And if you ever watch it, you know, because it's always being repeated, isn't it? You know, highlights of that game. And at the very end where you see, I don't know whether it's Gini Ronaldo, no, Milner, he's on the floor by the corner flag.
And
there's two Barca players trying to get it off him. One of them's Arthur Mello. He's still at the corner flag today, trying to get the ball.
Oh my God. At least he played at Anfield, yes.
Brian Edley says, Frank, they are putting the executive boxes in the new stand. Oh, there you go. Our stagnation over the last couple of years has been witnessed by the whole of football around Europe as supporters. It's so painfully obvious. that even fans of other clubs can see us stand still. They are all afraid of Klopp being backed financially. That's so spot on, man.
Yeah. And it's a pity. It's quite unfair for Klopp because the criticism is big. Some fans of other clubs doubt about the quality of Klopp. They say, okay, he's a good manager, not a great one, but this is because he's not backed financially. Imagine if Klopp had the money Pep has. My God.
Well, that's what, I think they are all afraid of Klopp being backed financially. Remember when in last November when the owners' sheds were selling?
Yeah.
Everybody went, they all had visions of Klopp being handsomely financed. They said, we're going to, and other teams, the likes of Man United fans, they were sick. They really were sick. Because, on their podcast, they were saying they're just going to disappear out of sight. That's us. Because they're selling to these Arabs or whatever. And that's, So, my friend, yes, spot on with Mascherano type. City have always had them with Fernandinho and Rodri, etc. Absolutely, he was great, that Fernandinho.
The dirty word in the midfield, yes.
Yeah, that's who you needed. Sorry, Frank. Marios, the boss is subbing me again. Back to work. It's a great show again, Reds. You never walk alone.
Oh,
Says
yeah.
Paul Bear.
Thank you so much for being here.
Do you know, he takes a break when we come on.
Wow, that's nice.
And the boss goes looking for him. Are you watching them again? Must be an Evertonian.
Oh.
That's crazy, isn't it? So what do you think, Marios, coming up to the Leicester game?
Yeah.
Coming up to the Leicester game. And we'll wrap it up then. What would you like to see? Who would you like to see in midfield?
Yeah. Of course, we'll go for Fabinho. Wow. Curtis, of course, he deserves one more. Wow. Hello.
There he is, Brian.
Hello, how are you?
Hello to America.
Yes. Hello to Greece.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
All right, Frank. Okay, and you? Doing well, and you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm good.
You were just having a good show. All of a sudden, you brought me on. Here we go.
No. We had Jason was saying, "Are you going to get this fella on or what?" I was saying, "No, leave him."
Yeah. There goes. Oh, the viewership's dropping now. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so how are things? No, never mind. I interrupted you. You're in the middle of talking about.
I'm going to go back, Brian.
Yes.
No. It's okay. We'll get back to that. I'm going to go back to what Stephen Snape said because we had to discuss it. Right? And it says, our stagnation over the last couple of years have been witnessed by the whole of football around Europe. As supporters, it's so painfully obvious that even fans of other clubs can see us stand still. They are all afraid of Klopp being backed financially. What's your take on that, Brian?
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly, Stephen. Yeah. Especially the part of the supporters see that, the biggest hindrance to Klopp has been the club, the owners, the lack of funding, lack of finances for him to do just the most basic, again, one of the most basic tasks. It's pure sorcery that we won all those titles in the from 2018 to 2022. Let me go on. And you think when he first got here, after appearing in 3 finals, you say, okay, all right, we need to back this horse. But again, our owners, they have
Yeah.
other things to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What sort of it's the more I look at it, it's more just infuriates me. And I saw, by the way, was that United was sold for $5 billion, yet we still have our owners. And again, it goes back to the thing I was talking about. I always prattle on about whatever model we're going to follow. Are we going? We're going. They complain about going to the market, but again, our scouting development team, we didn't catch McAllister when he's available for 4 million or 6 million. We didn't catch Virgil van Dijk when he's available for 11. If we followed that sort of in-house scouting development model, and the mantra we like to hear from our fans, we don't buy stars, we make them. Well, if we really made them, or if we were following them, we make stars model, our scouting, we'd find these players early, bring them into Kirkby, Melwood, develop them into the 75 million, 80 million pound players. But what's happening is we get, and I'm not picking on Sepp Vandenberg, but his name's convenient. We buy the Sepp Vandenberg, or we find some player for like 3 million, 4 million, and next thing you know, they're off on loan to Swindon or whomever, or Oxford or some other lower division, some other club, and they're never heard from again except for the summer. Well, we need to move them. Or go to the market. I mean, okay, well, since we're not developing, we're going to the market to buy. So doesn't mean you spend 300 million, whatever, but you're spending. So you want to mitigate the spending, start scouting. It's so simple, but after 13 years of this ownership, we still don't have a clue. So
no,
anyway, rant over.
Well, Brian Edley says if we had good owners, it'll only be us, City, and Real for the Champions League year after year.
Yeah.
Why on earth would any owners not want to be in the mix with just two teams? And he's so right.
He is.
How many times have we been in the final under Jurgen Klopp? European finals. That includes the Europa League as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should be in it this year. But it was a lack of investment. I mentioned before about, I don't know whether you'll agree with this or what, Brian, but do you ever remember me telling you, I think it was about a month or two before this season started, and I said, we're going after, and I couldn't pronounce his name, Toumani,
Yes.
And you were excited.
Yes.
You were excited. Now, let's go forward a little. Now, Toumani, all of a sudden, from coming to Liverpool, he went to Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no contingency plan. There's no contingency plan to bring in another top man. And it had me wondering if there was any money at all, and it was only spin. So that Toumani, I'll pretend that we're going to get Toumani, but, let him go to Real Madrid. And now we're trying to get him back on loan. It's ridiculous to me, this. It's so ridiculous.
It's embarrassing. Again, it's an embarrassing for an air quote big club. For this, okay, well, all right. Again, we missed the quad by one final because we didn't have midfield, and the league because we didn't have midfield. And we're going to get the midfielder. We're going to get him. You get him. All of a sudden, he signs with Madrid, and there are Real Madrid, and there are no plans, nothing, crickets. It's like, oh, okay. Was your whole summer so derailed that you couldn't think of anyone else on your 3-year-old compiled wish list to at least find one player? So again, I don't buy any of the what sort of the media or social media flying monkeys are saying. Well, it happens, things happen. Like no. There was no real interest in it. I think the more I think about it, these are measures that are put in place to ensure we don't advance any further than top 4 finishes.
Yeah, you've always said that, though, haven't you? You've always said that.
I know. Sorry, I sound like a scratch record, but
no.
The evidence is piling up. It's deliberate hindrances to make sure that we just finish top 4.
Well, I remember when you came over and we went for a drink.
Yeah.
And you were telling me then that all of these are interested in the owners if we finish in the top four, because we'll get no money, but they will. That's what I remember you saying it to me. And going back then,
Yeah.
Charlie
It's the long
Kane,
con. Yeah.
Charlie Kane, evening Brian.
Evening, Charlie.
Leicester have 2 attacks, says Stephen Snape. That could be the key to 3 points. Curtis Jones, Trent, and Fabinho in the middle. That's his. I was asking Marios, who would he like the middle against Leicester?
Yeah, I will go for Curtis, of course. But he deserves it. He has shown that he deserves it. He's in good form. He feels confident. He offers the team really good. Fabinho, of course, and I think Trent will play as a right back. Just so I don't think he will play in the midfield like that in a 3. So maybe Elliot is a time for Harvey to come in, and we need players to hold the ball and to take them and go forward. I think Hendo cannot do this. Curtis can, and I think also Harvey is a good in this. Yeah.
No, I think that's good. What's your take, Brian? Who would you like to see in the middle? Because as Stephen Snape says, Curtis Jones, Trent, and Fabinho.
I like what Steven said. Curtis Jones, Trent, and Fabinho. I'm not a huge fan of Curtis. I mean, I still think he's auditioning for a role
me too.
after Liverpool. I think he's done well. Good for him. But I'm just not. I'm not sold on Curtis Jones. But sure, play him. I'd be inclined to throw a Gakpo back there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let him drop
And
deep. As
and you'd
ball
have,
handler.
I think that's a very good point, because and then you could have the likes of Trent doing his role that he's just started in the last few games, drifting in, drifting in.
As Gakpo is the outlet, so he can carry it sort of carry it up the ball to the field if the sprays aren't open. So wow, that didn't sound good. But anyway, I like that. I think I like Gakpo, Trent, Fabinho. Although Fabinho's picking up a ton of cards, he's just looking for yellow cards now lately, isn't he?
I think the ones that he's picked up have now become defunct. Because I think they run out in May or something like that. So
Okay, all right.
Very lucky. So I think that he's all right until the end of the season, unless he gets sent off.
Well, he made a statement in April that he was just the color for the month is yellow.
I asked Marios before, Brian. What did you think of the referee?
Dreadful. Granted, they got a lot of plays, but you got to let him play, though. I mean, he was just late in the game. He was just calling everything like he's trying to get control of regain control of the match. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of knowing the referees by name. They shouldn't have any factor in the game. I mean, they shouldn't have any factor in the game. Just you shut them up. To shut them up. Just put more balls in the back of the net and he's a non-factor. So I don't know.
Don't you think that he was blowing his whistle for the least contact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like beer league, Yeah, it's like personal space violation. Okay, yeah.
That was shocking. Absolutely shocking.
He wanted to be heard, I guess. He needed to be need to feel important. But no, it was like just whistle. Like, come on, advantage. Let them play on. At least let them finish it. But okay. I don't know. Any blowback you think from Klopp's comments on the previous ref? You wonder if they had a meeting and they talked. Okay, well, Klopp's claiming officiating. Well, we're going to officiate them. I mean, that stuff happens in the NBA. I mean, the refs talk like, all right, they think we're too lax. Guess what? We're going to officiate, and few matches like that, and all of a sudden, be okay. Call off the dogs. All right, we hear you. All right, let go. Let us play. So I'm wondering if that's going to happen this weekend as well.
Do you reckon that the way we've got VAR and everything else going on at the moment, and linesmen putting the flag up when the ball's being kicked, for offside, where players could be injured, they could clash with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's true.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Do you think that they could bring in, the way the refs now have got this thing, where they speak through, and it's just like American football, where they have to say, well, that wasn't a touchdown because, or whatever, it is in American football.
Look at you.
Why he's given a foul to, say, like Jota. Jota kicked the ball. Do you think that they should be saying things like that to the public? Or no?
I'm just marveling at your extensive knowledge of NFL football, American football. No touchdown because what? We're going to say because false start.
Oh, right. So
guard tackle. I was like, look at Frank. Okay, all right. Anyway, yeah.
Stop it! You're taking the mic.
I'm telling you, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm feeling it today. So, well, I wonder. I was hoping to turn out like rugby. Those guys just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah,
well, call the player over. I'm telling you this because this is like the guy.
Yeah.
Just what's the call? You explain offline and just continue. Isn't that what the league's going to do next week? Next year they're going to wire up, mic up the refs.
Oh.
I thought I read something like that, or that there was talk about. I hope they just keep it to okay, just okay. Advantage, offside. This, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned rugby. I don't think Marios is saying this because in rugby you've got these giants that like that. And these referees, they're small, aren't they? They're so small, they're staring up there and they're just staring at the, the discipline that they have towards the referee it's unbelievable. And you see this small man doing that to these.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and they ham it up. They do. That's what I'm talking about.
But that's discipline, isn't it? But our players, they're all surrounded by it. And you see what happened to Robbo, didn't you? With the
yeah. Oh, yeah. They put on the extras for them when the mic is on. Okay, now all of a sudden you're Marshall Dillon, or you're Judge Dredd. Okay, all right, guy. It was just an infraction. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Am I carded? No. Okay, let's play on. But no, I don't want them to start doing that in the league. Again, the refs hamming it up. I don't need to know their names. Just officiate.
Yeah.
Tell us what's happening, what's not happening, and keep it fair.
Well, Stephen Snape says that's an excellent point Brian Fennell makes regarding recruiting players in their embryonic stages of their careers.
The embryonic stage. Wow, Stephen, man, what's all this?
Oh, no.
No. I was like, okay, the embryonic. Okay, I didn't state it so eloquently, but yes, that was the intent. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah. He carries on by saying, pronounce it Tumani. We'll understand. That's what I tried to read.
Tumani.
Okay. Chewbacca.
Yeah. Okay, Stephen.
So, my friend, FSG have always looked for bargains. We did it with Robertson Wijnaldum. They didn't start spending until we sold Coutinho. Very, very good point.
Good point.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And we've always looked for bargains. Always. And once Coutinho we needed and we brought in, that's what I'm saying about Klopp. If he was about the financial backing,
right?
he would have had the likes of more Allisons, more Virgils, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More Mo Salahs, more Sadios.
Yeah.
These
And
players.
and I have said many times that we need that kind of rebuild, like in 2018. We have a great team, great players, great potential, but we need some investments in certain positions to make them into the next level. But now the case is different because we don't have a Coutinho to sell. We have to. They have to spend their own money. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
difference here.
Okay. Now, we came out, Marius, and said we need a minimum of 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
What are the positions, because you mentioned positions there. What are the positions do you reckon we need and we need to fulfill, put in
Yeah.
their place?
For sure, we need a centre back. I think with the attributes of Konate, speed, strength, great pace, and all these kind of things. Because especially with the new Trent role, you need the speed and the pace and the strength from the centre back. If your centre backs are slow, Trent cannot play like he plays right now because the gap behind is very big, and for sure I think we need a centre back. Uh, I said that Klopp will not go for a right back because of Conor Bradley, but maybe if Calvin Ramsey is not ready to play, maybe we need a
Another
right back
right
also
back.
to a right
Yeah.
back to play like Costas does from
Yeah.
in the left side. Yeah, so yeah, for sure a centre back and maybe a right back, but we will see.
Well, do you reckon that, like, if we brought in a player that can play either right or left back, just one that can play either the left or right as well, if you know what I mean. Say like if Robertson's injured or whatever, he can play left back,
Yeah.
or if Trent's going into midfield, he can play right back. Do you see
Mhm.
what I mean? So we need a versatile back.
Mm,
I think that'll be good. Um, One of the refs was surely sent Fabinho off, lads. Trent Gapco. And if it's going to be good, give Cavallo the last 15 minutes. How about that? Curtis Trent and Gapco, and give young Cavallo the last 15 minutes, because I don't know what's that lad's done to
I know.
upset Liverpool. What do you think, Marius? Are
about
you?
Cavallo,
It's a mystery to me.
it's a
It
mystery.
really
It's a
is.
mystery. Yes, for everyone. And journalists have asked Klopp recently, and he said that the best about him in terms of training. I cannot understand why. Why? I remember Tommy saying again and again, nothing works. So bring Carvalho in. No, you have
Well,
nothing to lose.
yeah, what Tommy's always said, hasn't he? How would that lad feel? He's mentioned this on many
Yeah,
an occasion after games, because we've always had a post-match discussion. And he said, how can the likes of a young lad like Cavallo be sitting there with 10 minutes or 5 minutes to go, and he's bringing on a 38-year-old?
yeah.
How would how would that affect the lads? And he was so right. And what do you think, Brian, about Cavallo? Do you think he's had a fair crack of the whip, or what?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hope after this they move him. I wouldn't want to stay another season after this.
Hmm.
We figure what you're what 19, 18, 19-year-old kid with Fulham,
Yeah.
played lights out football, and then
Yeah.
a big club wants to sign you. You're in there with Klopp. You played the first 10 matches of the season,
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, nothing. I think Klopp's jerking with the kid's confidence. I mean, I'm sure there's some conversations we're not privy to, but to not give him a sniff at all, or maybe play 5 minutes in the last 20 some odd matches.
Yeah.
No, there's something there. Either did Klopp not want him in the first place?
Yeah.
Was that a wasted signing for him? Just a body to appease supporters, or what? But yeah, I think Carvalho's done.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was
there's a
an
rumor.
18-year-old, I'd want to play. I'll go back to Fulham and play if it means playing.
Yeah.
Rather than
I like Carvalho actually. He scored the winner. Remember, seconds against Newcastle at Anfield.
Yeah, I was at the game. That was a beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was a cracking goal.
Yeah,
and you were looking for Argentines, weren't you?
Yeah. I went the other direction. I was like,
well, getting back to young Carvalho, there's a rumor saying that he's going to Sporting, whether it's on loan or a straight sell, and we're getting Ugarte coming the other way. That was the rumor.
Wow.
Didn't we do that? Some other Portuguese descent player, that big fullback or big center back, who was at we heard is like all worldly speed, all worldly pace. He went back to Portugal and was never heard from again.
Oh, do you mean
can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I'll tell you who it was. Oh, God. He's got like an English name.
Yeah. Well, he was English. I think maternal
English name he had.
Yes.
And he played for Paraguay or somebody. I know he played South American.
No, he played for Portugal.
Or something.
And then he declared for England, and then we signed him. And he went.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Shipped him to Portugal, and
yeah.
It's a pattern here.
He's the groundsman now.
Oh.
But yeah, wait, okay. So he's a make weight for the Ugarte deal. All right. So.
Well, Stephen Snape says, I just think with Leicester having to come at us, Trent's incisive distribution block what is after all susceptible functions. Their centre-back pairing is old and vulnerable.
Okay, Stephen. So what's your score prediction? What are you thinking? I mean, he's already written. He's written Leicester off already. I mean, okay, that just it's a setup. I mean, all these things point to Leicester's this, Leicester's that, Leicester's this. Watch, it'll probably be a 1-0 win in like the 99th minute. Own goal. well, no, I mean, this is the most Liverpool way season, hasn't it been? I mean, they were dropped to 6th, 7th, 8th place, and then we're battling, clawing, and respect to the first squad, clawing their way back to 4th place. But with backing, we'd be fighting for first. But that's just us talking.
Yeah.
But anyways, but it's the most Liverpool thing happening. It was that Tottenham's going to buckle and fold. We knew that. That's an April thing. And then United, they're about to stumble and fumble 4th place.
They're stumbling now, aren't they? Really?
Oh yeah, they are.
Stumbling
love
now.
it too. Yeah.
Brian Headley says, remember the officials they had on each side of the net. That's just when we were talking about, you reckon that referees will be, giving us out why they pulled up for a foul or whatever, which was a total disaster, each side. And it was, wasn't it? It was. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was a mad thing. Fabinho, Henderson, Jones in midfield. Salah, Jota, Gakpo in attack. That's what Soulboy France says.
Quick question.
That's something else there.
So is Nunez really in the doghouse? I sort of hear rumblings. It takes a while to cross the pond, but is he injured still, or is something going on? Because he's just he's now the 12th man. Just
well, the thing is, Jota came back after all year being injured,
Yeah.
and he scored 5 goals.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah, so you had Salah coming back into form, scoring goals. Gakpo's coming into form, and he's got pace. I didn't realise that he had so much pace. I think Gakpo is good, and he can run from midfield, and this is what we need. And I
Yes.
think that's why Soulboy Fran wanted Jota, Gakpo in attack, Henderson, Fabinho, and Jones in midfield. I'm stuck. I'm really stuck on. I'm really stuck on Henderson.
Yeah.
He still needs at least one brilliant utility player for the bench.
Good point.
It is a good point. Excellent point. I'd buy an orthodox right back, a defender who gets chalk on his boots with pace.
Yep. Exactly.
Marius Tommy got sacked by Carlyle. He's gone to BT Sport.
Yeah, what happened to Tommy? Yeah, where's poor old Scouser Tommy?
No, what happened? He was on with George Scott on. I don't know what bloody day, but anyway, he was on Tuesday. I forgot what time. Oh, it's got more embarrassment. And he said, I don't feel too good, I really don't. And before I said, will you come on? I said, we've got Marius coming on, and we've got Brian, hopefully. And he said, yeah, I'll be there, definitely be there. Unfortunately, he has, that the illness that he's got, whether it's a cold or the flu, I don't know, has got a grip of him, unfortunately.
Boy,
So that's
no
why
joke.
he's not on.
Oh no, that bug going around is no joke. It is nasty and is vicious. Has it reached Greece yet?
Marius Tommy got sacked by Carlyle TV. That was a cracker. I think it's the pressing with Cavallo. Klopp is always going on about it with Nunes as well. And that's why the likes of, Klopp is such a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
Do the job, he'll get shot.
But he can't be that rigid, is he? I mean, is he really that, or does he hold a grudge, or is he really? Okay, never mind.
Well, do you remember? Do you remember Scott? When he was having a joke, and he was giving an interview, and it was only pre-season, and he was having a joke where, he just came up to Klopp, didn't he, and started joking and got off. And Klopp was laughing. Well, Klopp didn't like it and got rid of him.
Yeah. Well, Saka was already in the doghouse, though, apparly. He missed a few. He was late for a few practices, missed one or two, and mouthing off to
he almost missed the flight.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he almost missed the flight. Like, well, okay,
but that's the discipline. That's the discipline. What we're talking about. We were also told. There's the name. Yeah.
Come on. That was Saka, though.
Brian
Coates. Yes.
Coates.
Okay.
I couldn't think of him.
Wait, was it
Coates? He scores a cracker. He scores a cracker for us against.
Oh yeah, that bicycle kick. Yes.
He hit it. A volley or something.
Yeah.
That was the only thing he'd done. Right, so Stephen Snape says 3-0. 3-0, he says. United's confidence is lower.
You're searching for it. Brian searches for Coates.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, I knew no, I don't think Coates was it. He was Uruguayan. He came
Yeah.
he came around with Suarez. This guy was Portuguese, and I'm doing a quick search. Okay, Portuguese players played for Liverpool. It wasn't Morelos. No, it wasn't Jota.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, Morelos, yeah.
was it the mechanical keyboard clicking in the back line? Click, 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 click. Doing some research. Yeah.
What did you think of that Morelos, by the way? Do you know when he first came to Liverpool? What did you think of him?
I thought he was okay. I mean,
He was okay,
was
wasn't he? Then he
serviceable,
went to
yeah.
Chelsea. Chelsea loved him.
Yeah.
Just imagine the players that we've sold. I'm not saying that Morelos was great. To Chelsea, Chelsea wanted Morelos gone, wanted Torres gone. I think they only bought Torres so that he wouldn't score against them. Good call, Soulboy says, United, when he said, I think it's the pressing with Cavallo. When he mentioned that, that's what he's saying. It's a good call. And Queen's Park Rangers says Brian Edley. That was what Coetes. They called him Coetes, didn't they? He just called him Coates. Coates. Don't get your coats on. You're out.
Yeah, this was around 2015. I'm still looking at 2015. I think it was when he was on the squad, but he was sent out to loan because he had a knee injury. It was a surprise. I can't. It's gonna kill me. After the show, I'm gonna call you Frank. That was it. That was him. I can't think of his name right now.
And he was English.
Kill me. He was Portuguese by birth, but Thiago Ilori.
Oh yeah, Laurie, yeah.
Found it.
The double L-O-R-I,
yeah. Thiago Ilori. Yeah. He's a defender, but he had blistering pace until we signed him. He injured his knee. He was out for a while. Then he went out on loan, and went to Sporting and never heard from him again. Yeah.
I was thinking of that. Do you ever remember that Sebastian Leto, was it? Sebastian Leto.
He played for Panathinaikos. He was great for us.
Yeah. What happens? It was incredible. That, we got these players and all of a sudden they just vanished. They just vanished. Off the face of the air, off the face of Anfield, they just vanished. But I hope, just want to see this Carvalho stay. Go out on loan, let him go out on loan, or do you think there's too much being done to overturn that and just sell him on? I think it's sad, I liked him.
It's sad.
I like the last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we expected many things from him. Yeah. I think we totally believe that this is a great project for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's gone. It seems like it's gone.
And me and Broderick says, we were talking about that. I know he's been working. We've got Ramsey, hopefully fit next season. He hasn't been proved this season.
No.
Because he's been injured. And this is what we have to have. We can't afford to bring in, look, the way I look at it is our midfield. We brought in Batatic, and he's done well. He's done great, no matter what. But as Mario said at the beginning, we need to blood these lads, but we've got to bring in top class midfielders.
Yes,
this is what we were talking about before, Brian. And to think that if we as a club and as a team can bring in these players, and we've got the likes of Batatic, we've got the likes of Curtis Jones, we've got the likes of Young Elliott, and also Trent for that matter in midfield. Just imagine swapping about. Just imagine that without all these bloody injuries.
Right. Which is all the more reason why we need that. Need that three midfielders. I mean, okay, McAllister, okay, if he's coming, Ugarte, if he's coming, I'd love to see. I don't think Caicedo will, but conversation with
What
the guy,
about you're
Kone
talking
or
about Declan Rice?
they want 100 million for him.
I know. It's just ridiculous.
I guess that's the going rate. So if we're paying 100 million for Declan Rice, then I'm gonna pony up the other 30 and go for Bellingham if he's still available.
Yeah.
I would have done that in the first place. Instead of playing, he's too expensive. Well, let's do this. Yeah, just as costly. No, if I'm paying 100 million, I'm going to pay the 130. Go get Bellingham. Or if Tchouaméni's available for what 73 or 75, they're saying, okay, done. But if we're doing business with Real Madrid, the one I want is Camavinga.
My God,
this is going to make you laugh. This is going to make you laugh, lads. Put a smile on your face. Read a stat today. Mo has more yellow cards celebrating goals against United. That's a cracker, that, isn't it? More yellow cards.
Oh
my God.
And I don't think Mo's ever fouled anyone, has he? Just in case Man United just sings his shit or gets boxed. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And Brian McGivern says, lads, once again, brilliant show. Thanks to you all. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, Frank. We want Tommy back.
Free Tommy.
Free Tommy, yeah. Free Julian and Tommy. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. That's
hilarious.
And there's one, Barelli. I was going to ask you about the interplay of the inter-midfields, and as you know, I follow Serie A and I follow Inter, I follow Napoli, and I was looking at them last night. What did you think? What did you think of Barelli's performance last night against AC at the San Siro? If you see, he was brilliant.
I didn't see the game. Yes,
but did you think he'd suit a Liverpool type team? Barelli. I don't think he will. I really don't.
I'm afraid of Italian players coming to Liverpool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
a good point.
Roberto Aquilani.
Balotelli, Aquilani.
Dossena.
Yeah, Dossena.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's just something about the Merseyside air.
Players.
Is incompatible with.
And Barelli's 27 as well. Barelli's
he's so expensive. Yeah, he's so expensive.
Yeah.
I think
so
you can bring someone else with Premier League experience, maybe. You need players who have proved that they can cope with the intensity and the demands of the Premier League. I think.
Yes.
If you're going to pay that kind of money, that amount. It's a total risk if you're going for a player like Barella.
Well, if you're going three midfielders, if you get two of them with Premier League experience, extensive, and they're ball winners, ball hawks, then I'd take a risk on Barella.
Neil, brother, buon compleanno, Frank Carlyle, Neil, from Neil and Angie. That's lovely. Thank you. Grazie mille. Grazie mille, Neil. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Stephen Snake, cracking show as usual, made all the better by guests. Frank Carlyle, fabulous couple of hours as usual. That's lovely, that.
Yeah,
listen to this one. This will make you cry. Fell asleep this most of tonight's show. Can you carry on till midnight?
Okay.
It's midnight in Greece right now.
There you go.
We are 2 hours ahead of the UK hour.
There you go, Neil. Good night.
Marius Manzos.
Yeah, thank you.
Marius Manzos, excellent point about the Premier League experience in new players.
Yes.
Oh, there you
Thank
go.
you.
There you go. So listen, lads, you've said that. What about your front three for Monday?
I don't like to see Jota again at the wings. Yeah. He's a forward. He's a forward.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So maybe we will go for Diaz, Mo, and Jota.
Are you going with that, Brian?
Yeah, I think we'll give Diaz a run. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, it's only Leicester. I mean, the center backs are old and slow. Well, according to Steve. Yeah, I'd go with that. Sure, why not? Let Diaz get some run. And yeah, and he's Salah starting, obviously. Yeah, I'll go with that. Because Gakpo's playing in the midfield for me, so
Yeah.
I'll go with those three. Sure.
Well, Stephen Snape says Diaz, Jota, and Mo up front.
We agree.
That's a cracker. Fabinho will be gone at the end of the season, says Neil Broderick.
It depends. It depends on who they sign. We still need defensive mid, unless you're going to put Badger back there with, say, Barella or with insert player here. Or are you going to play Trent Alexander, move him to midfield to that Pirlo role where you have the two ball hawk ball winners up front, and he's the sort of the fifth defender, air quotes, but really the distributor sitting in the back.
Do you know
I kind of like that idea. Yeah.
You know, you mentioned one of the great midfielders in that Pirlo, Andrea Pirlo. He was unbelievable, that lad.
Phenomenal.
I remember going to the Inter game. I'm going as a young boy. Never forget it. I think I was 13, 14, with my uncle Ronnie. And he was Italian Ronaldo. He was Italian. He said to me, he said, Francis, I said, what? He said, you're going to see a player tonight. And I thought he was going to say one of our players, you know, Roger Hunter or St. John. He said, you're going to see a player tonight. And he's brilliant. And I said, who is he? He said, Sandro Mazzola. I said, who? He said, Sandro Mazzola. And Sandro Mazzola, by the way, was the Italian football at the time. And he scored against us when we beat them 3-1, but went out again when we went to the San Siro, unfortunately. So Diaz, Nunes, says Neil Broderick, and Mo. Maybe Bobby gets fit and pulls the old defenders all over the place, then Trent puts them on a plate for the forwards. My dad says...
We need to see Bobby before he leaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, good point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think... was he better than Billy Little, Frank says? Brian McGivern... Not Brian McGivern, Brian Edley. It's Sandro Mazzola. I think he's talking about that. Billy Little was Billy Little, and the fans called Liverpool. He was that good. He got picked twice for the world team. For the world team, he's picked twice. And he was playing in the second division. That's how good he was. Very loyal man, Billy Little. About Milner's age, but how good was a 37-year-old Modric against City in the semi-final? Yes, yeah. But You know, Modric is Modric and Milner's Milner.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, Neil. It's as simple as that. So listen, Brian, prediction time.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Will we? I'm gonna go 2-1.
Wow.
Okay.
Again, it's just again, it's the most Liverpool way to get fourth. We're just squeaking out pulling these victories out of
These little
the
wins,
state,
yeah.
the either little wins. Yeah, I'll say, and on paper it should be a laugher against Leicester, but
Okay.
2-1.
Well, who's going to score then? Name your goal scorer.
Well, Jota's on the bench, so he won't be. Let's go Diaz and Konate.
Wow.
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 Whoa, I like that. I like that. Okay. What about you?
I think a tough 2-0 victory with Diaz and Mo, I think.
Tears and what? Okay.
Okay.
Konate's alternative is wow.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2-0 victory myself. And I said, I was going to say Virgil will score. Virgil will come up for a corner or a free kick and heads one in. And I think as well that Mo will score again because he's on a roll.
Okay.
Mo's on a roll. And you can't put that man down, really. You cannot put him down. Do you know what surprised me? It's right through the whole of the season. When we beat Bournemouth, who did we beat 13-0? Sorry, not 13.
13.
9-0.
Wow. Yeah.
What are you got? We beat them 9-0, was it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bournemouth in August.
But
yeah, Bournemouth, yeah.
Bournemouth, right. And I wasn't quite so sure. I was bad for it. Anyway, Mo wasn't on the score sheet.
No, not even in the assists.
No.
Shit.
Exactly.
It was a captain in my fantasy team. Oh my God, 9 goals and nothing.
Yeah. You couldn't even. If anyone says Liverpool won 9-0 and you didn't know who scored or nothing, you'd say, wouldn't you? How many did Mo score?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. At least a hat trick.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll just get these scores here. Billy Little was a one-off in his era, say Stephen Snape, an icon of Liverpool Football Club. I delivered the milk to Billy when I was 15, says Neil Broderick. That's a cracker, though.
Nice.
Soulboy Fran, didn't Tommy Schmidt kick the ref walking off the pitch at the San Siro? Yeah, I done a documentary about that with Tommy Schmidt. And he said he was kicking him, and unbelievable.
Oh, I believe it.
He said I was kicking him, and he couldn't do anything because they actually seen a brown envelope given to him. Cheating.
What?
This Brian. Oh, what's his? He wrote for the Times. I was in a documentary with Tommy Schmidt, John Keith. He was fronting it, and this he was an elderly gentleman. Then going back when it was on the documentary, he was the reporter. He was the sports reporter for the Daily Express, and he was there, and we were talking about the cheating that went on. And that's Tommy Smith, he was with us and he was talking about it and he was saying he was kicking him and everything else. And he told me why David Moyes didn't sell to DIC. And I know the story of that. How about that then? Hey, How about that? But you get these. Oh, Brian. Oh, what was his name? It came to me then. Brian. He was a very famous sports writer. Wrote for the Times, and he said he wrote a massive article, and he came on the show with us, through a Zoom or something. And he said you could see the brown envelope being. He said Liverpool should have been awarded that game. He said, and they would have gone on and won the European Cup that year. That's what he said. Near brother, 3-0 all day long. And Nunes to get a trick.
Okay.
Trent free kick. They'll give soft fouls away against us. That's a good point, that.
Okay. All right. So Steven's in. Yeah, put Steven down for a boat race this weekend. We're just gonna get out front and just and finish out lengths ahead.
Smash it, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You're down,
Monty
Steven.
gets through. Diaz and Gakpo.
Okay.
Mo has 30 in all comps this season. Think about that, lads. And this is a player who was supposed to be finished, having a bad season.
Well,
he's awful, drop him and everything. This is what the Liverpool fans were saying.
Remember that? Yeah.
Oh, and he scored 30 goals in all comps. Think about that.
Well, he once Gakpo settled and once Batic had this nice little run and essentially, once players settled into the first team and injuries, he did start playing a little better. I was worried about him too. Mo, like, okay, are you playing not to get hurt? You worried about what's going on with him? He's had a great season, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your player of the season then? So who do you say?
My player, I'll have to go with Big Ali.
Okay.
Me too.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Mario. What did you say then, Brian?
I go with Allison.
These lads, Neil Broderick says, when I was saying about the Brian Reid, says Neil Broderick, when I was talking about the reporter, it wasn't down, he wasn't even around then. You're going back to 65. This fellow was a massive, he wrote for the Times. This fella. Forget his name. I'll try and dig it up. Okay. His name for the next time. And it was him.
Well, it wasn't James Pierce. Yes, I said that. Great reporter. Yes, James, I'm talking about you.
Yeah. He was even born.
Oh, no.
Keep the faith, gentlemen. Team rolling the Foxes on Monday night. We've got the scent of a frightened Man U. How about that for a bit of analogy?
That's never a good thing.
Right. Alison agreed, lads, says Brian Headley. How's that? That's good, that, isn't it? So anyway, I'll see you on Tuesday, Marios.
Yeah, for sure. For a post game.
Okay.
For a post
What
game.
about you, Brian?
Next Thursday, I'll be available. It
okay,
be as crazy, but yes.
So we'll have Tommy back. We'll have Tommy back.
Yes,
we'll have
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy back on George Scott. So how about that?
Is this where you have to thank your sponsors?
There he is, Soulboy Fran. What a man. Thank you, Soulboy
Brian Glanville. Okay.
Soulboy Fran. Thank you so much.
Soulboy Fran's on fire. Thank you, Fran.
Should have heard him. On the show. It was unbelievable. And he went right through it. Oh, what a lad. Thank you, Soulboy Fran. Love you for that. Thank you. Oh, thank you. It doesn't suit Thursday night football. Get him back Okay. Just glad that we've got Brian. Just glad. Anyway, lads, thank you so much. Thank you for your predictions. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your contribution. It's been absolutely wonderful. Brian, I'll see you next Thursday.
Yes. Enjoy your birthday.
Thank you. And Marius, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, of course. Best
with
wishes,
George
Frank.
Scott and Tommy Batty.
Yeah.
George Scott. Oh, this has been absolutely wonderful. And as Neil Broderick says, ciao. Ciao, man. I think he means ciao, man.
Ciao, man.
Yamas.
Yamas, yeah.
Thank you so much, lads.
So
Thank you.
much. Oh
And
my
it's
God.
just for me to thank everybody out there. Don't forget, always like and always subscribe. Costs you nothing just to get the algorithm out there. Thank you so much, people. And I'll see you soon. Marius and Brian, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Ciao.
Ciao.
Buonasera.
Buonasera in Greek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care.